All this moaning about the cold in the van, and now it's like some kind of greenhouse in here. But I think we'll take that and just be grateful.
We're English, we're never happy.
Yeah, we're never happy. Just moan about everything.
No.
Especially you.
Are we in the Caribbean or are we in Sweden?
No,
What's going on? Oh my God.
Morning. So we have left Malmö and we're not going to be exploring Sweden for very long, as I think we've said before, but we are going to see a couple of places, and today is one of those days. So we've driven about an hour outside the city of Malmö and we have come to the east coast in the southernmost region of Sweden, and we're in a place, it's a national park called the Stensöved National Park.
Aye.
That's kind of the story of the day. That's what we're up to. It is beautiful. The sun is out. It's very warm. It feels like early summer, which is just wonderful. We've got the legs out. We've got the arms out. We won't show you our big muscles again. You've had enough of them. And I think when people back home think of Sweden, if you've never been, because we would have done it probably, and you imagine it kind of to be like, I don't know, like forests and maybe some mountains and things like that. But of course, much of it isn't like that. In fact, the southern part of Sweden, and especially the bit we're in now, it's kind of the same sort of climate as back home, and it's pretty much level with the UK. So it's no different. And in this part, it is very rural. There's lots of farmland, lots of rapeseed in full bloom, which is really pretty, and you could smell it sort of coming through the windows as we were driving. So in some ways, it's kind of a bit like driving through, say, Suffolk or something. So yeah, not quite like a completely different place or landscape. But I think you have to go much, much further north for that, which we're not going to really have time to do. But yeah, very nice. There is a sense of space here. There is a sense of so much openness, which you don't quite get back home. So very, very nice to experience.
First we're going to eat.
We're going to eat first. We'll see you outside in the Swedish landscape. Yeah.
Bye.
So the Stensöved National Park, as I said, it's in the southern eastern part of Sweden, and it's like a giant beech forest. Everything almost is a beech tree, and it is so lush and green, isn't it, Stephen? Like everything is so gorgeous. You've got moss covered rocks, you've got all these grasses, the flowers are coming out, absolutely glorious, and there's no one about. So that over there is the Baltic Sea, and I think if you continue in a straight line from where we're standing, a straight line east, you will come to Lithuania or Latvia. Are we in the Caribbean or are we in Sweden?
No,
what's going on? Oh my God. This is why we came here. This is why we heard about this beach in this national park. Because the trees, I think they're beech trees as well, not 100% sure yet, they go right up to the beach, the sandy beach and the water. So it is literally like being on a tropical island.
Lovely.
Absolutely incredible. And the water is so clear as well. I'm not sure the camera is going to pick it up, but it is really, really clear. Oh, let's have a stroll, shall we?
Aye.
This is actual heaven. This is so different to anything we've seen, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, it's nice.
I don't recall any beach back in... I'm sure there are beaches similar to this in the UK, or maybe there's not, but we've never seen one, have we?
No, the last beach that was nice like this was Scotland.
Yeah. It just feels like a paradise island. I can't believe it. Unfortunately, we've kind of got to rush back because we're only allowed to park up until 4 o'clock, and we left it really late, yeah. But it was free, but there was nowhere else that we could see to park. So we've kind of got to cut this short, but so glad we've come here. Absolutely amazing. Right, we're back at the van. That was absolutely glorious, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's beautiful down there.
Anyway, we are off now. We are going to leave this side of Sweden and we are going to head to a little town, which we've heard about, called Ystad. Is it Ystad?
Ystad.
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 With a Y. We probably would have just said Ystad if we didn't know, but it's Ystad. Or
Ystad.
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 We'll write it there. So, we have made it to Ystad. And we are parked up on the seafront, kind of. I know it's not the most scenic view, but it will do for tonight. And this is a really pretty town, but we'll show you that tomorrow. So we've arrived in Ystad, as we just said, and is it Ystad? I think it is. Ystad. And we are parked up in a place. There are loads of motorhomes here, and it's about £3 something for 24 hours. Is that right? So that's really good. No services or anything like that. Yeah, it is a bargain. But this town is very, very, very nice, and it's famous for at least one particular thing that we're not familiar with, but some of you guys might be, which we'll go into tomorrow. What else were we going to say? Oh yeah, a couple of things we've sort of noticed about Sweden. We haven't got much chance to kind of involve ourselves in it, but one, the diesel seems to be a little bit cheaper than back home, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's about 130 a litre.
130 a litre, and that seems to be fairly consistent so far. So what is it back home, 140 something?
150.
Maybe 150, yeah. So when you add that up, that's quite significant, not something we would have expected in Sweden. The other thing we've noticed is they really, when you're walking around the towns and places, they really seem to love their kind of like kebab style stuff. So I know you get that in the UK, but there are so many. There's like vans everywhere and little huts that are just kind of like pop-up things where they sell kind of like kebabs and grilled meats, that kind of stuff. So they seem to be extremely popular. I would say more than back home, judging by what we've seen.
Yeah.
They
don't look grubby like ours either.
No, they don't look grubby at all. They look quite good. And they're also really good. Well, I'm not going to say good value, but I would say they're no more expensive than back home. And in fact, quite often they look cheaper, which is a bit interesting. So maybe we can try one before we leave. Let's see. And they also seem to really love their kind of sushi restaurants as well. You see them back home, but I feel like we see more here, or at least we have.
Yeah, definitely.
That's our very, very limited experience, but just thought we'd share it. Anyway, we're going to settle down for the night in this little car park, which feels quite safe. We're surrounded by other motorhomes, and we're going to explore the town of Ystad tomorrow.
Hi.
So we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye. Morning. It is hot, it is sunny, it is absolutely glorious, and we are absolutely melting.
Hi.
All this moaning about the cold in the van, and now it's like some kind of greenhouse in here. But I think we'll take that and just be grateful.
We're English, we're never happy.
Yeah, we're never happy. Just moan about everything.
Aye.
Especially you.
Yeah.
So we've woken up in Ystad, and we are going to go and explore this very, very charming, pretty town today. We had a quick walk around last night, but today we're going to finally go and properly explore it. So we'll take you around with us and hopefully give you some very interesting facts about it, or not, maybe not, who knows, including one thing that it is particularly famous for in recent times, which I kind of half mentioned last night.
Yeah.
So let's go and have a look at Ystad.
Aye. Let's go.
Let's go.
conch museum.
Oh, it's a conch
Must be
museum.
full of conch. to look
Lots
at.
of conchs in there.
Oh, come on, let's go and look at the conch.
We know a few conchs. So the section we were just in is known as Perhelsa's Courtyard, and it's the only remaining half-timbered quarter in all of the Nordic region. We're not really sure what the Nordic region actually comprises of entirely, but we're kind of guessing it's bare minimum Norway and Sweden, maybe?
Yeah,
possibly
probably.
Denmark as well. Let us know if you do know. We'll probably look it up as soon as I've spoken, but you know, it's nice to know. Yeah, the only remaining half-timbered quarter, and it is very, very pretty. It was the last owned by somebody called Per Hansen, and he owned a water company known as the Helsa Water Company, which is why he was therefore known as Per Helsa. And it is extremely pretty, and that's all we have to say on it.
Aye.
Let's keep looking. So there's one particular thing that's made Ystad famous in recent decades, and that's the detective series Wallander. I hope I'm saying that right. We thought it was with a V, but I don't think it is with a V. So Wallander, if I'm not saying it correctly, I'm really sorry. I even tried to watch episodes on YouTube last night to get that right, and every time I was skipping, nobody was saying his name. So I still don't know. So we're just going to say Wallander. In fact, we won't say it again. But the Swedish author Henning Mankell, he sadly passed away now. I think he died a few years ago, not very long ago actually. He wrote the detective series in the 90s, and it has become famous worldwide. It's been turned into television series, including a UK one, which was a few years back. So yeah, if you know your detective work, your detective fiction, then you're probably familiar with it. We've heard of it, but we don't know of it. So I'm really sorry if we don't showcase some of the places that feature in the series or the books, but hopefully we have somewhere along the line by accident, and you got some idea about the world of Wallander. Wallander. And before we leave, very quickly, just to sum up Sweden in some ways, have you ever seen an indoor car park back home that looks like that on the outside? Even the car parks are pretty. So we're back at the van. How did you like Ystad?
I liked Ystad. It's nice. Ystad.
Isn't it?
Yeah, whatever. Nice. It's clean. It's pretty. People are polite, friendly. It's not really expensive. No more expensive than home, which is still expensive.
Yeah.
You know, let's not forget.
It's not worse, basically, which is good.
No. It was alright. I like it.
It is really, really pretty, and I'm sorry if we didn't show you all of it, but they were down every street. It's not just like one street. Everywhere you go, there's so many little alleyways and side streets to explore where all those colourful buildings are, and your eyes are kind of taken in so many directions. We were kind of late starting today, and our parking ran out, and we've got to make a little trip now somewhere, so we couldn't see it all, but so glad we came. Very much enjoyed it. Highly, highly recommend it. And the Swedish, yeah, they really are so friendly, aren't they? I'm really going to miss this place. I'm really sad we haven't been able to explore it more, but we've committed to Germany, so that's what we're going to do. So on that note, where are we off to?
We are off to Trelleborg. We are going to get a ferry, and we've booked a cabin So this is as close we're ever going to come to a cruise.
It is, isn't it? Actually, yeah. That's
So
a good point.
we're gonna
Budget cruise.
We've got somewhere to sit because it's a 6-hour journey. We can't just wander around inside a ferry for 6 hours. I don't want to do that. So although it's supposed to save us money, it's probably the same as what it would have been anyway.
But the thing is, if we'd gone the other way that we came, so it was about £40 on the ferry, then another £30 on the bridge, or paying what we said, which was about £90 over the big expensive bridge, and then another 30 on that other bridge again. So and then all the fuel through Denmark. So this, just down the road from here, about a 45-minute drive, 6 hours on the ferry, but it was 115 euros.
And that's for a cabin
With food
and a meal.
Yeah.
And
so that's amazing.
And the cabin's got electricity, it's got Wi-Fi and a desk and stuff, so Dan can get on and do some video.
Maybe, yeah. See how I feel. Might just enjoy the little mini cruise we're on for 6 hours.
Aye. And with that, we're going to go because I am absolutely melting. So please like, subscribe.
We're not ending the video,
aren't we?
I don't think so, are we?
Are we?
I think we're going on the ferry first.
Alright, ignore me then.
Well, we don't know yet.
Alright then.
I think we've got the video to come. Video? We've got the ferry to come.
Yeah.
I think we'll see you on the ferry because we've just said that now.
Alright then.
Alright, bye. See you in the ferry.
Bye.
Evening.
Boom.
We're eating crisps and anything we can find and lay our hands on, to be honest.
Pickle relish.
Oh, that's amazing, that is. We saw it everywhere in Sweden, that pickle relish. I don't know what it is, pickles and stuff.
Green and pickly.
And it tastes good. Anyway, we're going to make this brief. We've reached the port of Trelleborg, is it, Stephen?
Yep.
And it reminds us exactly like Dover, in fact, right up to the main road running in front of the town by the port. So it's a little bit confusing and hectic, but I think we'll be all right. We figured out where we've got to go tomorrow because it mostly seems to be lorries, not so many cars or campers. So we're going to get on the ferry tomorrow and travel for 6 hours, and we will see you on the ferry.
Yes, we're going to cruise the Baltic Sea.
Cruise the Baltic Sea. How lovely.
Going to be Baltic.
In our cabin with our lunch voucher or whatever we get.
Yeah.
Right, we'll catch up with you tomorrow because we've got a very early start. So the ferry leaves at 9:30, but we've got to be there like an hour. Oh, I don't know what it is. Look, we'll see you tomorrow.
I've got pickles to eat.
Yeah, and then that's it. Let's see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, it's a bit posher than Dover to Calais, isn't it? A lot posher. We're in steerage. So this is our little cabin. How nice. There's 2 beds. That one folds down. We've just got to put it down. That one there. Television. A little desk. And, which we didn't know, we've got our own toilet and a shower as well. And our little TV screen, it actually shows the outside of the ship when you're leaving. So it just showed the port earlier and I just assumed it was like a static camera, but now it shows us leaving. I mean, I'm sure to a lot of people this is normal and it's like, yeah, of course, but we've never seen this before. This is the closest we'll probably ever get to going on a cruise, this little cabin. So not knowing that we had a shower, it's really echoing here for some reason. Stephen's now rushed down to the deck to grab some towels to come back up and use, and some clean clothes and stuff like that, and shower gel, because we had no idea that was in there. Really nice, and as we've said before, doing it this way kind of worked out cheaper or about the same price as opposed to going all the way through Denmark over the bridges or the ferries, whichever way you did it, which rack up quite a few tolls and of course fuel. So it was easier just to get a 6-7 hour ferry and then get a cabin with it, which also you get some lunch with it as well. So yeah, how amazing is that? It feels like a bit of luxury on this little trip back to Germany. Well, with that, I think we're going to end the video this week.
Right.
We've absolutely loved Sweden from what we've seen of it, haven't we?
Aye.
We'd love to come back, and we will now rest in our little cabin
on this 7-hour boat journey, which we found out, not 6.
Yeah.
And see you next week somewhere in Germany.
Yep, definitely. That's enough excitement for one day.
Yeah, definitely.
Please like, subscribe, push the notification bell.
Press.
And we'll see you somewhere in Germany.
Yep, see you next week. Thank you for
Auf
watching.
Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Bye.
Bye.